I'm Robert Fluin, I'm 19 years old, and when I was 8 I was diagnosed with vitiligo. It's a skin condition. It relates to the pigment in the skin. It's when there's sort of a lack of colour, basically. It first appeared on my torso and on my shins of my legs. It affected them quite badly. They were 90% covered for a good long time. They have repigmented. It now affects my feet, around my bum and my groin, and just on my elbows and my hands. When my mum first noticed the patches, she took me down to my GP, and I was quite lucky that my GP already had a slight understanding of what it was. So we were referred to a consultant dermatologist. From there, they examined me, explained fully what vitiligo was, and gave me some options on different treatments as well. I've tried steroid creams. I tried these for 4 years, I think, on and off, because you can't use them for a long period of time. These weren't very effective on me. They are effective on some other people, it varies. So I stopped using the steroid creams. I was then told about a treatment called PUVA, which is a light-based treatment. This is where you go into like a chamber, like a sunbed, a stand-up sunbed, and you're exposed to a strand of light for however long you're recommended to be in there. From there, I went to the British Red Cross. They deal with camouflage, and what they did was they took lots of different samples and then matched it to my skin tone and then applied it. To begin with, I liked the fact that I was able to cover it up. Went on holiday one year, I applied it for the first 2 days, and then I just decided I didn't want to do it anymore. It's too much for me. Why should I have to sort of cover up what I am, basically? When I was first diagnosed, I didn't like wearing shorts anymore because it exposed the patches on my legs. I wouldn't take my top off when I was out in the sun because it exposed the patches on my body. And I became very depressed quite quickly. People would always be staring at the patches on my skin, and I would always be thinking, why do they have to stare at me? I don't like it, basically. My mum rang up the Vitiligo Society and explained the situation, and I was then put in touch with a group called Changing Faces, and they were a small charity at the time that deal with people with disfigurements. They do workshops and counselling, and they give you the tools you need to deal with people looking at you, how to confront them when it comes to it. And from then on, I think that's been a big change for me. I've looked at vitiligo in a completely different way. I now have a son with my fiance. We've been together for about a year now, and Harry was born 3.5 weeks ago. He's great, and I'm slightly worried that he might get vitiligo one day. However, the link is not much greater than how you would get vitiligo normally. With vitiligo, it can come at any age from 0 to 90. This is something that is unexplained, there's no reason for it. But what I would say to anybody who does develop vitiligo, especially in your older age because you don't grow up with it, is to seek out someone like the Vitiligo Society, because when you're first diagnosed, it is a chronic disease and it is something that will more than likely be with you for the rest of your life. Even though you're told there's not a cure, there are ways to deal with it, and there are things that can be done to slow down the process or even repigment the skin. So I would suggest seeking out someone like the Vitiligo Society to get the information needed.